Welcome to the Artist Loft, the talk show for all artists. Join us each show as we spotlight a variety of different creatives, hosted by the Florida Arts Network, with Richard Sosa and Frank A. Ruffolo.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Richard Sosa.
And I'm Alicia Carreno.
Yes, it's not Frank with long hair. So yeah.
Frank, if
Yeah.
you're watching, we love you and Christina, and we send our best to both of you.
Yes, Frank is not here. They had a bit of a car crash, and Christine is she's in a hospital, but she's doing well. And so our prayers and thoughts with you. Hopefully, she'll be getting out in the next day or two. So but in the meantime, I have the lovely Alicia here with me today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm here in these circumstances, but still, it's an honor to be here.
Oh yeah, and it's great to have you. This
And-
show is hosted by the Florida Arts Network. We are a nonprofit, a 501c3 for the arts, and our goal is to bring the arts to youth and to celebrate the people that are already creating the art. People like Alicia. You are an artist yourself,
I like to say a con artist.
a con artist. Yeah.
Well, when you take on being in this field, you take on so many different roles that you become a con artist. In other words, fake it till you make it.
Yes. And today we have a very special guest with us today,
Rosaria.
Vigorito.
Woo!
She is an artist, but before we even start talking about the art part, oh, that sounded so funny, the art part, I gotta ask you, you were on a totally different career path at one point. What?
Well, first, can you hear me? First, I want to say thank you for inviting me here. Thank you, Frank, and all my best wishes to Frank and his wife. But I thought it was funny that it took two of you to say my name, Rosaria Vigorito. And I always like to say I'm an artist, not the conning type. So we're like a little bit polar opposites that way. But yes, my career paths have been different. Although as early as age 5, the first thing I said I wanted to be, no, actually 7. 5, I knew I was gay, but 7, I said I wanted to be an artist. And then I guess I had adults that were guiding me otherwise, saying it's not a smart thing to be.
Yeah.
I come from a working class Italian background, and being an artist was not seen as something that you make money with, and it was all about making money. So you become a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher. So I decided to become a lawyer. So that was my first profession. And I practiced law for a number of years. I actually practiced even in entertainment law. And that was part of my journey to be next to the creative people, not thinking of myself as one. So I practiced law for a number of years. And then I started discovering through different connections I had. I had a mentor years ago that was an art sculptor, and when I saw an art sculptor and a photographer, and when I saw how passionate she would get about her art, it was like contagious for me. I wanted to know more about it, so I decided to take my first sculpture class, and I went to Parsons School of Design in the Village, New York. I'm from New York City. And that's when I took my first art class. And then from there, I was still working as a lawyer. I started coming out as an artist to the point where at some point I decided to stop practicing law, go into academia, so I could kind of balance my life between the two, use my legal experience and degrees towards my livelihood, and yet develop my passion, which was art. Once I moved to Florida, I ditched both the lawyering and law library professor stuff, and have focused ever since on being a full-time artist as best as I can.
And it's funny because when it's a passion, it doesn't matter what you do. So, and same with me. When I was growing up, at 5 years old, I knew I wanted to be an actor, right? But my parents were very old school. No, Richard, you can't do that. You have to do something where you're going to make some money, right? So my dad was you got to do the 9 to 5. He was a VP for international trade for U.S. Steel, right? So it's like his thing was corporate.
Yeah.
And but as much as I tried, I just kept going back to the arts and to the arts and to the arts.
It's just greater than me, because there are times when I'm even in the studio and I say, why am I doing this? I mean, I kind of thank God in some ways that I did it this way, because I can support myself. Organize my life in a way where I can, and I can actually do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not beholden on selling art to survive, because I wouldn't be able to. I'm not that personality that can live that way.
Mm-hmm.
But coming from a working class, my mother was a seamstress. My father was kind of missing in action, but she used to love what I would do when I would do art. But when she was alive, she used to say, but can you make money? Can it sell? That was always like the financial part of it, which is something that a lot of artists aren't really trained in doing. It's like trying to take on other hats too, because you're producing art and then you're going out there and you're almost selling yourself short, or you don't know how to sell yourself. And then people, and unfortunately there are also people that take advantage. I mean, as we all know, the art community provides a lot to the economy, even in Florida, provides a lot to the economy.
Yeah.
But how much
Absolutely.
of it gets trickled down to the artist is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. Well, I think hence the term, the starving artist. And that's something that I noticed with a lot of artists, is that we're not properly educated on how to promote ourselves, how to deal with the business end of things, because I think it's very difficult for most of us.
Yeah, and probably because most artists tend to be very right brain, right? And that's that right hemisphere that's the creative, emotional side, and the left brain is the logical, analytical side, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I had this one friend of mine. I mean, this guy, super creative, but absolutely no business sense at all. And I told him, if they took like an MRI of your brain, the whole left side would be completely vacant. You would have nothing.
That's funny. That's funny.
But I have a feeling that with you have, I call it the Da Vinci gene, where you have, like Leonardo da Vinci was able to be an engineer, a scientist, but also an
that
incredible
connection.
artist.
Thank you so much. I would love to channel Leonardo da Vinci in everything that I do.
Well,
Although
I
he
see
had a
it.
problem finishing things, and I like to finish projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. He started a lot of things that he didn't complete.
Well, I think that's also a whole other topic. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people in general, especially artists, don't finish what they start.
But also we're very hard on ourselves. And years ago, one quick story, years ago I had someone that had the audacity to say, artists are a bunch of lazy people. And I said, lazy? They're the most hard, and this was before I became a full-time artist, before I even came out as an artist. I said, because I would see my artist friends, like I see myself now, we put in hours and hours of work, and without any guarantee that what we produce will be appreciated, liked, and sold. And we go from show with that same piece to one show, another show, and then when finally something sells, it's like, woohoo, we sold it. And that's not true for all artists. I mean, there are artists that sell more, and thank God right now, the last few years, I've been selling more often, and I've been having some really excellent connections. I actually have 3 pieces now that are on the Bergdorf Goodman website. I'm going to be in Context. This is my first time at the art fair, part of Art Miami. And I've gotten prizes, and I'm very recognized in the local and beyond area as an emerging, or actually an established artist at this point. So I feel very blessed that way. But in terms of lazy, no. This the opposite. Very hardworking group of people. Very hardworking.
yeah.
But you are very proactive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I've been very involved, even helping. Like I've been on, in the past I was on the board of Arts United, which is an LGBT
yes.
plus, everybody's can be a member,
Yeah.
community. It's started as just LGBT because there was more of a need. Now it's expanded. So it still has its original mission, but it's expanded to more members of the community. So I was serving on the board of that. I've been very involved with Broward Art Guild, which is a artist-run gallery and art organization, which rocks. I'm very proud of them. And also giving back sometimes, when I feel it's a cause I want to give back to. A little bit with Wilton Art, some local art organizations, but or let's say the Diagnostic Center for Children, the Children's Diagnostic Center in Fort Lauderdale area, which has helped women that have children with AIDS or other illnesses. But I try to be picky where I donate works, because there's always somebody that says, oh, why don't you donate a piece for exposure? Yeah. My works, like other artists' works, have value, like any other service. When I was practicing law, I might give you a few words of advice, but if you want more, you have to pay for it. And the same thing should apply to artists, that feeling, that respect, that your piece and your work has your essence, has your passion, has your vision, and should be appreciated and compensated for.
Absolutely, but a lot of artists don't think that way. They're not thinking of the business part of it, and then the average person out there, they don't realize the work that goes into what we're doing. So, like for me, for example, me with acting, right? I'll get on set. And some directors call me one take rich, because like I go in there, boom, and I'm done, right? But they see me for a few moments on screen, and then they don't see all the years of studying acting, 25 years on stage doing musical theater, taking dance, taking voice. The acting, character development, script analysis, improv, all this. They don't see all that.
Well,
so they don't give us the
yes,
value.
but you know what? As long as you know your value, you are going to showcase that in your work, whatever you're doing. For instance, this show that you've done, you're created with Frank. You are able to deliver your experience, all that your sweat, blood, tears, everything that you worked for. You can showcase yourself now through other artists and through yourself. Yeah. Because I don't think nothing is really done in vain, ultimately, because the way you said it, you want to give back. Okay? And that's something that I read this in this book, and it said, we are given gifts to give, because if we're not utilizing our gifts, we are stealing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And honestly, when I work on something, even when I have my moments of doubt, it's, what would I rather be doing? And there's nothing else that fills that void. It's who I am. It's my essence. So it's almost like I have to feel the highs, incredible highs, sometimes the lows, the self-doubts, all those things. But it's so part of the fabric of who I am. And it's the gift that God gave me. So I need to, put it out in the world. And those that appreciate, great. And those that don't, I just keep plugging. Yeah. And that's what most artists, we have to deal with rejection too. And I know with actors, and artists too, we deal with rejection all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
They call baseball a game of failures, because the best hitter hits third of the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, artists, even performing artists, is even harder than that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because and sometimes I'll put something on Instagram and I'll feel so proud, and then I see 1,000 of other postings of other artists.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating with the 1,000.
Right,
but I see so many postings and I say, okay, how do I make myself stand out and relevant and all that? But regardless of how I get there, it's something for me that I have to do for me.
Yeah.
Good.
And I want to get back to some of your work. Right now, we're going to take a really quick commercial break, and we'll be back with Rosario.
Ever needed a good read? Maybe a book to keep your mind off things. Frank A. Ruffalo is an internationally known author and accomplished screenwriter. He's written many successful novels with amazing stories. Fiction adventures like The Lady of the Harbor, The Trihedral of Chaos, Gabriel's Chalice, 10048, and many more. For more information, visit www.frankaruffello.com, or you can find Frank Ravello on Amazon.
And we're back. And we have a caller from a very special guest, or a call from a very special guest.
Very special guest.
Yes. All right, let's put that guest on real quick. And
Evening,
if anybody
guys.
wants
How
to
are
call
you?
in, you can call in at 888-994-4995, Studio A. Okay, do we have him on?
I'm
Say
here.
hello.
Where are you?
Oh, hey, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
We love you and Christina, and we miss you guys.
Yeah, how's Christina doing? Christine.
Oh, I
she's,
called her Christina.
she's out of ICU.
Oh, thank you,
Oh,
Lord. Amen.
good.
Amen.
Good. That's fantastic.
Christine.
When you guys going home?
We don't know yet. Hopefully this week.
All right. Well, our thoughts and our prayers are with you, Frank. And
We're
Christine.
praying
Okay,
for
just
you
wanna let-
guys.
Just want to let the audience know that if you purchase a book at the studio, your name will be entered into a contest to win all my books.
Woo.
Yeah, and there's a deadline for that too, right?
Frank?
Yeah, December 18th.
December 18th. Okay. All right. Fantastic.
God bless you, Frank. We love you. And Christine, too. Please
You too.
send her our love.
Will
and
do.
We miss you. It's not the same without you.
Take care,
Yeah,
guys.
I need some kind of a stabilizing force, and I don't have that with Alicia.
Big hug to both of you, Frank.
All right,
Take
take
care.
care, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Well, that's good to hear that she's doing better. And,
Oh,
and yeah.
thank God.
Oh.
Frank. This is for Frank
This
and
for
Christine.
Frank. Yeah, right
We
there.
love you.
All right. So I believe we have some of your work, Rosaria, that we can
Okay.
show. Okay. There we go. All right. Tell us a little bit about this piece.
Well, my subject matters are the feminine form, for the most part, figurative art, and portraiture, and this is a representation of that. And sometimes I get floral. These are like my basic three areas. Sometimes I'll do hearts, sometimes I'll do other subjects, but these are my three areas. Now, when I tackle the portrait, I'm an androgynous woman. I always seem to have like a little bit of androgyny going on with my figures. This one's called Lady Dapper. And, you know, a lot of my art reflects me and it's about my journey, but with universal messages. So this is an androgynous woman that is wearing a bow tie but has the lipstick. And it also reflects my style, which is getting more and more into use of line. And you start seeing it there. This was an older piece at this point, a few years old.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I saw it, the first person that popped into my head was Prince.
Which Prince?
Well, he was very androgynous,
Prince,
of
the
course.
artist.
Prince,
Formerly known
David
as Prince.
Bowie.
Yeah, formerly, yeah.
Prince,
Formerly known
David
as Prince.
Bowie,
Yeah.
Grace Jones, very androgynous.
Yeah.
Marlene Dietrich, if we go back in time,
Yeah.
very androgynous figures.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I remember reading about her in history books.
A lot of people have
What-
access
what's
to
so funny?
TCM, so they
Yeah.
know these figures, even if they're not from that. I'm not from that generation either. How
Yeah.
old are you making me?
Yeah. No, but her movies were still around when I was a
Yeah.
kid, so yeah. Oh
but
my
Prince,
gosh.
definitely.
The
Prince
what?
was very androgynous
Yeah.
in many ways. Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Bowie, too.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much. so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David Bowie, very much, very much. But yeah, I don't know. I saw that portrait, and the first name that popped into my head was Prince.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just I don't know. Maybe it was just the expression or something. You know. Just
I saw like a statuette, like vision of Davida.
And it's-
Davida.
Davida.
This version would be Davida.
Exactly.
I like
And
that.
it's funny because art
I'll
is-
rename her.
Yeah.
Davida.
There you go.
Davida. That translates to give life.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because art is so subjective.
Subjective,
It,
exactly.
it really is. You know, you can have 5 people look at a particular piece of art, and you're going to get 5 completely different opinions.
You know what? And that's where art therapy comes in. Because everything is about your perception of things, you know. How do you see the straight line?
Yeah.
I love hearing
Yeah.
people relate to my art that way, especially I fight. I was trained realistically, but I fight against it. I want to do more abstract expressionism, but with the figure or figurative, something tangible that you can recognize, not go total abstract. I've tried to do a little total abstraction, not the same. But I love how people interpret and they see things, especially when I use a lot of lines in my pieces. They see all kinds of things going on. So I'm fascinated with the reactions they have.
Oh, here's another one.
Here's a piece.
That's beautiful.
Linea Femminile. I don't remember if this is 1 or 2. I think it's 2. And this is a feminine form looking up. And you see all the lines that I use. I love the use of lines. I sketch with a lot of lines, and now I'm translating my sketching style onto my canvas.
Okay.
And it seems to make the figures come alive when I start adding the lines from within the body, outside the body, interacting. It just creates this energy that without those lines, my pieces don't have.
Is that piece completely contour line drawing?
It's white. No, it's white and black. I mean, it's contour. The figure, you mean?
No, I mean contour like you never.
Oh, no. No, people have asked me that. That's one of the... No, I do lift, and I obsess. I'm starting to obsess more and more with the lines. They look very free-flowing. I'm going
Methodical.
crazy.
No, but you can see that
But
there's a genius.
it's very planned. I actually use images that I sketch and stuff, and I put them on Photoshop. I work out color, layering, and then when I finally like something, then I put it onto a canvas. And then even there, it goes through its own metamorphosis as I work on it.
Yeah, and the funny thing about all the lines is the lines don't allow you to focus on just one part of it. It's like you're looking at the entire thing.
Right.
And so it's like, oh, lines, oh, more lines. And I'm very ADHD. I'm a squirrel. And so I'm all over the place. I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, wow, this is cool. You know, it's like dopamine.
Where are
you
we
know,
going?
it's
Where
like,
are we
yeah.
going?
And they say I'm the crazy one.
Well, you are.
I may have both of you beat. Who knows?
Yeah, we both are.
Here's
Wow.
another one where I have a lot of lines. This is, like I said, one of the other areas that subject matters that I love to tackle are flowers, particularly roses. And so here you see I use the lines to create the roses, but then I also expand the lines into the background. So there's this dance of lines going on everywhere, and yet you have that tangible display of 3 roses,
Yeah.
4 roses for the viewer to look at.
And there's also a very defined break in the colors. You know, so you've got the
Yeah.
black here, you've got the,
Right.
I'm a guy, so I'm going to say blue, right?
It is.
It's a
Oh, it is
cobalt, you know,
Okay,
tone. It's just
I
all
didn't know
of
if maybe it's, you know,
No, it's blue.
Oh, okay.
Right answer. Ding, 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 ding. Right answer.
What do I know?
You get the prize.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, and there's, I'm not saying that there always has to be a reason, but is there a reason why that there was such a defined break between the 2 colors?
I'm at this point, you know, my mentor, spiritual mentor in terms of art is Picasso. He was the artist that liberated contemporary artists because he went through so many styles and transitions and change. So right now, I seem to be very blocked, and I don't really go through a lot of gradations between the colors right now. I've done it in
Yeah.
the past. Maybe in the future I'll change my style. But right now it's more like bold colors,
Yeah.
whether straight colors, mixed colors, but bold here, 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 and the lines separating. That seems to be where I am at the moment.
Okay.
Can I ask you to? I would love to. This quote you wrote.
If you want me to sing, you'll lose all your audience.
I'm sorry.
If you ask me to sing,
Oh.
you'll lose all of your audience.
We'll sing with you. Just touch.
You want me to read something?
You're a brilliant writer, by the way.
Oh,
I don't know
thank
if
you.
you've gotten into that yet, but
Well, I've done a little writing.
okay. The way the sound, I think.
Oh, the quote?
The quote that
Oh,
you wrote.
my quote. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I loved it.
Okay. Art elevates us. Art is essential to the human soul. Art is relevant, important, and transcendent in nature. Art sustains and nourishes our spirit and essence. With art, we are inspired. Without art, we merely exist.
Oh, isn't
Yep.
that beautiful?
That is.
I
that really
you,
is.
there you had me, and I said, "Who is this?" Rosaria. Okay.
That'd be me.
Vigorito.
Yeah.
Vigorito.
I'm going to make a T-shirt now.
No,
Yes, yes,
no,
there you
because
go. You know what? Why not?
Yeah, I know. I have invention in that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do copies of my... the only things that I have copies or make series is my digital photographic collage, which is a whole nother series of
Yeah.
works.
but you
Right
should
now I'm
incorporate
painting.
some of your
But
writing
painting.
into it, because your writing, it must be beautiful what
Thank
you
you.
write. And I'm sorry to
Thank you.
interrupt you. It's just that I'm
Thank you.
excited and time is short, so I just want you to know that. And I'm with
But
the
really
audience.
quick, I had a friend in college that once, when I came out as a visual artist, thought that I was going to be a literary artist. So thank you for noticing that.
All right. So I can't believe that the time is
Yes,
just about up. It's
Thank
crazy.
you. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you.
Why don't you
Thank
go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you? on social
Well,
media?
my website is rosariavigorito.com. I believe it's being put on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also on social media, Facebook. I have 2 pages there. I have a page on Instagram. My tag name, if you want to find me like that, is Aoestis Art. Aoestis is passionate fire in Latin. And I will be in Context during Art Miami Week. Hopefully come by and see my main piece that will be there.
All right.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank
Well, thank you,
Fantastic.
Rosario,
Thank
for
you
being on
so
the show.
much.
Thank
It was
you
an
so much.
honor,
Same here, same
because
here.
you are a woman who lives what you create, and I love that about you. Because, right? Isn't
Yeah.
she somebody who you are a walking poetry, darling?
Woohoo! I love that.
look at
Thank
that.
you.
Wow. Not too
Thank you so
shabby, is
much.
it?
Now I'm a fan of the show. Thank you. Have her back.
Yeah. If I was poetry, I'd probably be something like a limerick. You know, just.
No, you would be like Jack and the Beanstalk. You'd be
Jack
like
and the
that,
Beanstalk, okay.
you'd be
Well, thank you.
hysterical.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Or the big bad wolf.
You're the big bad wolf. Yeah, all right, little piggy. All right, so this show has been brought to you by the Florida Arts Network. We are a 501c3, so if you're looking for, we're coming toward the end of the year, people are looking to donate to different charities and stuff like that. Please keep us in mind. That's our website right there, floridaartsnetwork.org. It can right there. It'll tell you how you can help, and not just financially, but there are other ways that you can help as well. Talk a little bit about who we are, and you can see episodes of prior episodes of the Artist Loft there. So everybody, thanks again for
Thank you.
joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye, guys.
Thank you for watching the Artist Loft. Make sure to tune in next time for another great show. A show that was produced by Ant Media Productions and hosted by the Florida Arts Network with your hosts Richard Sosa and Frank A. Ruffolo.